Ayan had always felt a magnetic pull toward the forgotten and the forsaken. The allure of abandoned places, with their stories etched into crumbling walls and dust-covered floors, ignited a fire within him. He had spent countless weekends exploring derelict factories, desolate schools, and long-forgotten homes, each visit a pilgrimage to the past. But when he heard whispers about the Malik Mansion, a decaying relic on the outskirts of town, his fascination turned into an obsession. The mansion had a reputation, one steeped in mystery and dread. Rumors circulated among the townsfolk, tales of the Malik family vanishing without a trace, leaving their lavish abode trapped in time. The furniture remained perfectly placed, as if the family would return any moment, and the dining table still bore the remnants of a long-forgotten meal. The locals spoke in hushed tones about the house's eerie whispers at night, a chorus of voices that seemed to beckon the brave and the foolish alike. Ayan, however, was undeterred by the warnings. He was drawn to the mansion like a moth to a flame, his camera in hand, ready to capture the haunting beauty within. As he approached the mansion just before sunset, the air thickened with anticipation. The rusty gates groaned in protest as he pushed them open, revealing an overgrown garden where nature had reclaimed its territory. The cracked stone pathway, once grand, now lay choked with weeds and creeping vines, leading to the entrance that loomed ahead like a gaping maw. The scent of damp wood and decay filled his nostrils, mingling with the earthy aroma of the surrounding foliage. Stepping inside, Ayan was enveloped by a world frozen in time. Dust motes danced in the fading light, and cobwebs hung like tattered curtains, whispering secrets of the past. He adjusted his camera, the familiar click of the shutter breaking the stillness. As he began to explore, the grand staircase, the rusted chandelier, and the eerie portraits lining the walls drew him in, each frame capturing a moment of the Malik family's life. Their eyes seemed to follow him, unblinking and lifeless as he moved deeper into the mansion. But then, a sound broke through the silence, a faint whisper that seemed to curl around him like a cold breeze. "Leave." The word was barely audible, a fragile breath against the backdrop of his own heartbeat. Ayan froze, his pulse quickening. He dismissed it as a trick of the wind, a figment of his imagination, and continued his exploration. Yet an unsettling feeling crept over him, a sense that he was not alone. As he reviewed the photos he had taken, he noticed something peculiar. In each image, a shadowy figure lurked in the background, just out of focus. Initially, he thought it was a trick of the light, a mere artifact of his camera, but with each click, the figure appeared closer, more defined, and more menacing. A chill slithered down his spine, and he turned sharply, scanning the room for any sign of life. The house remained silent, but he could feel an unseen presence, eyes boring into him from the shadows. Compelled by an inexplicable force, he made his way to the grand hall, where an imposing mirror stood draped in dust. Wiping it clean with the sleeve of his jacket, he caught his reflection, but it was not the only thing that stared back at him. Behind him, a pale woman with hollow eyes and a twisted grin loomed, her lips moving in a silent chant. "You should have left." The whisper echoed in his ears, louder now, a cacophony of warnings that drowned out his rational thoughts. Panic surged through him, and he bolted, adrenaline propelling him toward the exit. His camera slipped from his grasp, crashing to the floor, the sound reverberating through the empty halls. The whispers transformed into shrieks, a chorus of voices that clawed at his sanity. The portrait's eyes seemed to come alive, following his every frantic movement. Just as he reached the front door, it slammed shut with a force that rattled the very foundations of the mansion, as if the house itself had decided to imprison him within its decaying walls. Desperate, Ayan pounded on the door, his fists striking the wood in a frenzy. The shrieks crescendoed, filling the air with an otherworldly intensity, And then, as if the house had grown weary of his struggle, the door flew open. He tumbled outside, gasping for breath, the whispers abruptly silencing as he hit the cool night air. The mansion loomed behind him, dark and foreboding, its windows like hollow eyes watching his every move. His camera lay just beyond the threshold, a silent witness to the horrors he had encountered. He hesitated, the weight of his fear battling against his desire to reclaim his equipment. But the instinct for survival won out, and he ran. The next morning, Ayan sat at his desk, heart still racing as he connected his camera to his laptop. The anticipation was palpable, but so was the dread. As he scrolled through the images, each click of the mouse sent a shiver down his spine. The haunting beauty of the mansion had been captured, but it was the last image that made his blood run cold. There he was, frozen in terror, eyes wide with fear. But behind him, the woman was no longer just whispering. She was smiling, a grotesque expression that sent a wave of nausea through him. In that moment, Ayan understood that some places are not merely abandoned. They are alive with the memories of those who once inhabited them, and some spirits never truly leave. The Malik mansion had claimed him, and he was now a part of its story, forever entwined with the shadows that danced within its walls. The camera, once a tool for capturing beauty, had become a vessel for something far more sinister, a reminder that some doors, once opened, can never be closed.